Hello everyone, welcome back to more AEW and TEW 2020. We're here on our first show of Dynamite, and well, first of all, you'll probably see that I'm just on Monday right now. Basically, don't be surprised if you hear this intro twice, because I'm going to be recording Dynamite at a later date, I'm sure. But I just wanted to go over our rampages for the month of January. We'll start from the beginning. Real quick thing, Guns were trying to recruit some people for the Bullet Club. Adam Copeland showed up, posted about Vikingo and Jimmy Shane. The Butcher and Blade, I ended up scrapping that story. It's fine, don't worry about it. As for Rampage, Maxwell Male Models, Mansoor and Mace, they are both here. They had a thing there. Richard Holiday did his thing. Megan Bain is now the new killer for the Pillar and the Killer, because I don't want to have Jamie Hayter with that. Von Erichs are here as well. Yeah, this was the bit where Andretti was supposed to be bad dude Tito, but whatever. Godfather is here. He's going to be managing Isaiah Cassidy. Shelton Benjamin is in ROH, so don't worry about that. As for the last one, whoops, that was meant to be Parker. And Menard Harp up Garcia. TMDK, they're still being dickheads to Xander Lyons. And then Stoke helped Marina Shafir win. As for people that we are all elite, just two, which are the expected ones, Mercedes Moné and Kazuchika Okada. Just two quick things there. And that, I think, will be it for this little intro thing. We'll be back with Dynamite following a cut, and me probably doing the intro again. The show of Dynamite begins with Orange Cassidy beating Hiromu Taka, drawing with Hiromu, I should say. Time limit expiration, and what the I don't know why it's saying accidentally there. There's no, whatever. Ace Austin was not involved in this. Ricky Starks, however, did come in, and he did not accidentally hit Cassidy. He did purposely hit Cassidy. Explained here. They're nearing the end of the time limit after Orange has hit Hiromu with an orange punch already. He's getting prepared for a second one's hit, but Ricky Starks comes in and he hits Orange with the international title while the ref is checking on Hiromu. Hiromu isn't up, he's not able to get up in time to pin Orange before the time limit hits, and Ricky's a little bit annoyed at this, but shortly after, Chuck and Trent, they start fighting. Big Bill's out here now. He's getting involved as well, but they're cut out when the entirety of the Faction come out. Faction ends up taking out everyone, and eventually Roosh picks up the international title, and he gets into the ring, because I think Hiromu would probably still be down, kind of like resting in the corner, maybe. Or maybe he rolled out of the ring. Nah, we'll say he rolled out of the ring. Hands him the international title. So, a message sent. Hiromu going to be possibly going for the international. I'm just going to call it the IN in a lot of different cases, just because abbreviations. Out of this, Alex Marvez is being interviewed by Jack Perry, or is interviewing Jack Perry, I should say. And he says, like, well, I'm not really certain where we are. And Jack just tells him, shut up. Listen, Marvez, you're honestly lucky I even invited you here. Just look at the facts right now. AEW is out to get me. Look, I get out here, Christian Cage, he debuts, and AEW, they know what kind of monster Christian Cage is, and they give him to me. They throw him at me to ruin the image of my family, to ruin my image, to make sure that my old tag partner is thriving, and people they're out there saying that I was the Jannetty of Jurassic Express. Look, I get choked out. I get attacked. I get viciously attacked backstage, and I get punished for it. I get suspended for being attacked Okay, the suspension's running out. Jack Perry's about to come back, and well, we better screw over Anna Jay. So, thankfully, I'm not an idiot. I got someone to make sure things get straightened out, he says, referring to Ogogo, who is also with him. Look, Marvez, I don't give a rat's ass about you, but just know this. You have one goddamn job to do. Deliver this to AEW and make sure it gets played as soon as possible. Because you know what? I don't know why AEW is trying to screw me over. But I want you to make sure that it's later, that everyone out there can see this disgrace towards me, this disgrace towards towards Jack Perry. And that this truth is finally shown to the world, and maybe they can do something about it. Yeah, Jack Perry, this was probably the segment that I took the longest writing, because I did rewrite it, because I'm like, I'm not sure what the justification is. I think I did fairly decent on this. But still. Again, I feel like this show especially, I feel like I'm improving every show that I'm writing. I'm really happy with the show, by the way. I'll just say right now. And damn it, I forgot to change the venue. Oh, well, it's fine. We're in Nevada. I forget exactly what the arena's called, but it's in Paradise, Nevada. Mercedes, after this, appears in appeared in a video package alongside the trio of starter members. And she says, "What a cute little contingency of people you got there, Hikaru. I know it's gonna be real nice and neat that you have all your guardians of AEW, and I don't think I didn't see your little announcement that Willow Nightingale is joining in, but just listen up. Mercedes Monet Entertainment isn't going to," and before she can say any more, Julia cuts her off. Julia specifically, because she's the only one that speaks English. And she says, "We're not going to be following them." And again, one thing I will always say, my promo things are, I would imagine that in the actual segments, in the, actual what's going on, it's different wording, but this is close enough to what I'm saying. I think, close enough to, it's the intent. That's what I'm saying. I think everyone would still have their own little flourishes most of the time, stuff like that. But I say that mainly because I know that Julia wouldn't be as fluent with talking as this, some of the wording. But yeah, we're not going to be following that, Mercedes. We're not part of your little group. What we're here for is for our own dominance. I mean, don't think that we get along with each other as well. That's not what we're talking about. We'll still be able to take on your little guardians of AEW, but we're not sharing the limelight with you, Mercedes. Don't think that we're going to just be following blindly under you when we all know that we're some of the best out there. Each of us is taking on AEW of our own way, on our own. But you know what? I do agree. First is Britt Baker, Willow Nightingale, Hikaru Shida, Riho, and Mayu. But you, Mercedes, don't think that you're out of our sights. And Mercedes, she, as Julia's saying this, she's kind of having this facial expression, not necessarily, anger, sadness, or anything like that. It's kind of just it's almost a disappointment. And just and eventually she kind of waits for a little bit before laughing and says, "You know what? I was hoping that I'd be able to have you guys here for a little bit, but I guess my girl's got to get involved." So then, after that, the Renegade twins, they jump out from off-screen. Don't ask where they were before. Don't worry about it. Mercedes joins in, she's beating them down, and that ends the segment. The Renegade twins here on AEW full time. Fine. One thing I will say. So, of course, Mercedes Moné Entertainment is not an actual faction, so they wouldn't have a faction picture. So I will shout out anything that is a new any of the new faction pictures. They will be being made by Jandris, out on the Grey Dog forum or on the TEW Hub Discord. Jandris, fantastic work with these. He's done great with this, and again, I wish I was as good with the art stuff as he is, but again, just a fantastic job with them. At some point, I will show the full faction pictures, because right now we can just see the outlines on them, but still, he's done great work. After this, Swerve defeats Mansois with just over 3 minutes Swerve stomp. Nothing much. It's a squash match. Something that I think we need to do a little bit more is non-competitive matches. Like, this one, it's not that, like, Mansois probably gets a little bit of offense, like, a minute in, but even then, it's not much. Swerve is running the entire time, and he's mostly playing with Mansois. Swerve doesn't even seem tired. Really? This didn't... Whatever. Shame. Swerve didn't really... He doesn't seem tired after the match, because again, he was mostly playing, and he demands a mic, and he gets it in short order. Because after Saturday, I kept running through the back of my mind that maybe everything that I'm doing, maybe it's not making my message clear enough. That some lousy trios match isn't going to be enough to satisfy this thirst that I have. And I know the big reason why. I found out that big reason why. Because of Kenny Omega, I can't get at you. Look, I know that you're sick. I know that right now it's eating at you, that you want to wrestle right now, and you can't. And I'm happy for that. I'm glad that you're not doing well right now, because it means that, well, part of me is happy because you're suffering, and also, there's a little bit that I'm sure you're a little bit proud of on your own end. I hope you get better soon, so that I can be there to brutalize you myself. Instead, well, we have a little bit of a present coming for ourselves. On cue, there's the Tron, it'll show footage of the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage. They've laid out a number of unknown backstage staff, but mostly Christopher Daniels, Dean Malenko, and Pat Buck, 3 members of the staff. And that's more like it, Swerve continues. He says, Tony Khan, I want to see your ass in person on Saturday. You gonna listen to my demands? Or, well, I think you'll make you feel like your life really is in damn danger at a wrestling show. Because after this point, you're gonna be walking into whose house? You're walking into Swerve's house. I do also need to figure out exactly how... I know that the whose house, Swerve's house is the hot catchphrase. I just don't know the exact, inflection that it's used with, how it's used exactly. And that's just something on my end, but I do have that. This is probably the story that I'm happiest with. I am really enjoying booking Swerve right now. This is fantastic. I'm really happy with this. As we come to our next backstage segment, the big thing to note is that, the backstage area is super chaotic. They do well that maybe we have, a few people will be coming, in front of the camera. You might have some people, kind of pushing around. The camera might get, pushed a little bit. We'll see people maybe, start to try to cross past the camera, realize, oh shit, we're running, and then go around. There's... it's road agents, it's security members, it's people who aren't booked on the card. They're all, they're running around the place right now, but still, we have Renee who's okay, she knows why this is happening, but she's still interviewing Chris Statlander about Tony Storm. Ask what her comments are on the videos, and Chris says, I'm gonna be honest, there's parts of me that was kind of flattered that Tony would make time to make those parody spoofs. And, it is a shame, because Tony, she's a fantastic talent. You have to be in order to win that world title. It's difficult to win any title here in AEW. So to see her to be this straight to whatever your equivalent is, or straight to DVD video star it is for you, Tony, but you're that version of Marilyn Monroe. So, you're this cheap knockoff, this wannabe, that just doesn't have that quality to it. So, you know what? I want to really make things right in AEW. I get it that you have this starlet thing that you have going on. I don't think the people want it. Yes, I know, it's rich coming from the alien, but I think everyone out here, they're getting tired of this whole shtick, of this whole insane champion thing right now. So, at Revolution, I will be taking you out and restoring order to AEW's women's division. Yeah. I am not getting tired of the Tony Storm gimmick. I very much enjoy it, but still, makes sense for Chris to have that. After this, in his debut match, Kazuchika Okada defeats Sammy Guevara with the Rainmaker. Pretty long match. I wanted to give him a win against someone fairly important. I do get the idea of having a squash match as someone's debut, but that's just, I don't know. I feel like with Okada, he's already lost, he's 0-2 in AEW on his loaned matches. I think he hasn't won yet. I know that for certain. I don't think he ate the pin in the Fatal 4-Way, but still. Give him a win against someone very credible. I think that kind of just helps out. Hey, this guy is a very serious wrestler. We are giving him wins. And again, it's not just cheap wins. Though there will be cheap wins along the way. Shivani comes to the ring after the match to interview Okada, accompanied by the Von Erichs, who they were sent out to help out their help security for the commentary team. Lance Storm is there as well. I did this mainly to get, the Lance Storm I added in to get his road agent thing. He's just here as a road agent, and as a... he's also here working as a mentor to a number of people, but whatever. Before Okada can say anything, because he doesn't speak English, Samoa Joe's music hits, and the champ comes out onto them and says, Kazuchika Okada, Rainmaker of New Japan. Well, the former Rainmaker, I should say. Now out here in AEW, you come to try to take Samoa Joe's crown, and I'll be honest, I am looking forward to this. You know, coming up through January, I didn't feel anything when it came to the BCC. There are people I've crushed before, people I know for certain I can crush. You, Okada, you are an unknown to me. I know, of course, how good of a wrestler you are, but I haven't faced you in the ring myself. You haven't had the honor of facing me yet, though. So I thought, when it came to Revolution at the end of the month, I would be sitting at home, watching with palpable disappointment that there'd be nothing worth my time in AEW, but Okada, you might just be something for me. We'll see you at the end of the month, Rainmaker. Revolution I'm having as the last day of February. Sunday, week 4 February is Revolution. And the way that I'm going to do it is the ranking system I'm not going to have put into effect, so to speak, until after Revolution. I think this makes sense. And the ranking system, I will definitely be kayfabing a lot, because I'll probably give a bunch of wins to someone that's like, they're definitely not worthy of a title shot yet. So I would be like, oh, this person has more important wins. It's a weighted power ranking. Next segment shows us backstage, because of course that talk took a little while. With Sammy Guevara, he's getting checked, he got cut open during the match. Don't ask how, it's Sammy, and it's AEW, he's gigged somehow, or something. He's being checked up by docs. Knock is heard on the door, and David Boy Smith Jr., Allison Catch, and Nicholas T. Nemeth walk in. They talk to Sammy about how heartbreaking this match is. Not only because you lost, but because you had to pour your blood, because your blood was shed on that canvas and across your face while your wife and daughter are watching from home. Nicholas, he says that he knows what it's like to have Sammy's sort of passion for pro wrestling, and how it's something that can mess with your entire family, and David Boy Smith Jr., I should say, of course, agrees. And, they're imploring, hey, please consider our message. We know how much you want to care for your family. We know how big it is for you. So, please just consider what we're saying, and then they leave. I enjoy it. I write censor gimmicks. After this, the Don Callis family seen in a video package led by Will Ospreay. He's the main one doing the talking right now. Don Callis, he's pacing the background while Will talks, and he says that growing up, he was one of the many people that idolized Sting. That Sting was one of these wrestlers that made Will realize that there was this desire, this fire in his heart that he had, burning down, that he wanted to be this pro wrestler. But now he's at the point where he's wrestled for long enough, and he sees Sting, and he just kind of gets sad when he sees him. This high-flying, charismatic megastar he's an old legend, too afraid to wrestle while showing any skin, too afraid to have any of his natural face showing. He's this guy who, he doesn't have this speed, this agility, this star power that he used to have. And, it's Will's kind of saying that, and he's, probably about to start with Darby before Don Callis, he finally snaps, he finally speaks up, and he's like, Powerhouse Hobbs, what the hell was that on Saturday? He's yelling about him, why did you attack me? all that stuff. You know, why did you bite the invisible hand that feeds? Hobbs, hey, if it's an accident, Don, you got in my way. And Don immediately, he cuts off. What do you mean that I got in your way? I'm the one trying to teach you. I'm the one trying to bring you up to greatness, Powerhouse. I'm the one who knows how to bring people up to the top. And, you know, things are getting heated. Keshta, Fletcher, Gresham, they get in there. They're pushing them apart. They're like, hey, please don't get in a fight. Will Ospreay, he's kind of like maybe rubbing the bridge of his nose, like, I did not ask for this. I wanted to use this moment to talk about Sting, to talk about Darby, and instead we get this big blow up within the family. We get dissension in the family. We have a good old family feud going on. 53 rated segment. Tenille Dashwood defeats Kiera Hogan. Kiera Hogan, she is here on a proper contract. She is also working ROH, but it's she's mainly here to be a jobber. Following the match, Saraya gets on the mic and she's talking about how she's going to take the TBS title. It's all very cliche, it's normal stuff like that, but they're stopped when they see a commotion in the audience. Security, it's being, it's Tessa Blanchard. She's being held back by a lot of security. She's, and it's including the new contingency of the road agents and wrestlers. Yeah. And she's yelling at Tessa like, hey, you know what, you want a match so badly? Come and face myself. Oh, right, you don't actually work here. You have to pay a ticket and try to jump the ring like that. But, all of that, it's a distraction. Security's so focused on what's over there that they don't notice that Mercedes Martinez and the debuting Delta show up from the other side of the commotion. They're beating down the Outcasts. And security, they are very quickly on the scene, taking those two away, but staying out is a lot of other... staying out, there's a lot of other security coalition members. There's a lot of people staying out for the show, but Mercedes Martinez, Delta, they're taken away. Delta, obviously, I'm just gonna say this straight up, I have not ever seen her in a match. But, I mean, she has a fantastic look to her. Maybe not exact, like, I was 5'6", I kind of was wishing it a little bit taller, but it's, I mean, for women's wrestling, that's actually still pretty sizable. Like, she has again, great look to her, and this is another segment that I'm really happy with out here. Speaking of segments that I'm kind of happy, well, this one I'm not as happy with, but I still like it. But FTR, they're being dragged outside. Kevin Nash, he's outright telling them, hey, Mogul Embassy, they're causing problems, so we don't want any fights. We're trying to mitigate back. We're being very strict about starting fights right now, and we saw you trying to scrap with the House of Black, so please just get out of the building. FTR, they are visibly upset about this, but they are stopped by a car pulling up. Danhausen gets out of the driver's seat, and he's telling him to calm down, but FTR's like, why would we listen to you? What do you have to do with us? You don't even get booked on the show. But they're stopped by someone asking, like, are you sure you want to not listen to him? And Bret Hart comes out of the passenger seat. Bret invites them to also come in the car, and they'll talk about things when they get back to their hotel. Bret Hart is now all elite. Very fitting, that's a marketable gimmick. I mean, yeah. Poor gimmick is a bit unfortunate, but yeah, Bret Hart going to be managing FDR Hausen. I don't know if I'll add in Danhausen as like a satellite member of this, or if he's just kind of here for a little bit. But still, Bret Hart, he's gonna be matching FTR. In our that is a really disappointing match. Copeland defeats Penta. Why did that do so poorly? Why did that do so bad? Whatever. After the match, a detail of security come out. They're forming a human shield between, get this, Christian Cage and the Patriarchy. They come out. Christian says that I would just give up trying to be so much like him, trying to be as good of a mentor figure as he is, but since Christian is the better man, after some talking with his family, he'll accept Adam's challenge for the TNT title rather than accepting Rush's challenge, so long as Adam accepts with a no DQ stipulation. Adam, he kind of thinks about this for a little bit before he says, Alright, I'll agree to no DQ. And before he can continue, Christian immediately is like, yes, alright, good, it's made for Revolution. We got a no DQ match. And then he turns around, he's ready to walk away. Copeland says, whoa, I didn't finish yet. I didn't finish quite yet. Because I'm glad to accept a no DQ match as long as it's a no DQ match inside of a steel cell. Christian's like, this isn't what I agreed to. You tricked me. But, no, he didn't. Christian is just a dumbass. Our show 72 rating. I am glad that this is a rating that actually did go well. When I saw that 68, I was like, oh no, this is going to tank our show rating so much. But no, we still get a good show, and again, I'm very happy. I don't know if this is our highest rated show. I don't know what the highest rated show is, but to me personally, this is my favorite show that I've booked. This is I feel like this is my best booking that I've ever done. I'm really happy with this. So, with that ends our episode of Dynamite. We move on to Collision in the next episode.